The problem right now with the way our society is dealing with sexual criminality is that we're entirely reactive. We're not doing one thing to prevent sexual criminality.
When I was married and in a relationship with my wife, and we stopped having sex instead of stopping to talk about it and come up with a solution to the problem, I just went ahead and took care of myself.
Okay, and so the irrational belief is masturbation will be a totally satisfying way to take care of my sexual needs.
Correct.
Yeah, and why is that one irrational? Anybody?
Well, there's a lack of involvement with another person.
Well, why would you need that?
Well,
We were just talking about sex.
well, yeah, but sex is more meaningful if you A, care about the other person and know something about the other person, and B, the other person reciprocates these feelings.
Okay, so here we are, and this is I think this is an important stage we're getting to, because we're looking at one irrational belief that's really resting on the foundation of another. Because the prime irrational belief in this case is something like, well, sexual behavior is the sum total of my sexual needs. Something like that.
No.
My
it's not.
being sexually active is enough to meet all of my sexual needs. And the reality of that is, and we can think of this very clearly when we think about maybe not ourselves, but some of our loved ones, like our children or our parents. Would we say that when we think of any other person, oh, their sexuality is only about their behaviors. It has nothing to do with their feelings or their thoughts or their histories or their fantasies. Absolutely not. We would never say that. So when we talk about your sexual needs or my sexual needs, sexual release would only be one small component of my overall sexual needs, because as a whole man, I have a mind and a heart along with my body, and all of them have their own dimensions in my sexual being, just like all of them have their dimensions in my emotional being or my social being. It makes a big difference to the way I feel, how how I'm feeling emotionally when I'm living with chronic pain, for example. So when we talk about this particular irrational belief, I think there's just a ton of people. I mean, we haven't come up with one that isn't believed by a huge percentage of our population. And you know what's really funny is you all committed your sex crimes as adults, and wouldn't it have been great to have a class in high school that would have addressed irrational thinking and irrational beliefs?
Yeah, we had nothing like that.
Yeah, because that would have been one of the things our community could have done to address and help prevent the relationship failures that set us up for loneliness, that set us up for sexual acting out, and for drug and alcohol abuse. I mean, there's just so much there that we could have prevented, and so far I haven't seen any evidence that any high school does anything like that. Did any of you have any kind of training?
None.
No.
No? Okay.